Yo, it's almost, in this, even now in this conversation, I have a sense that, and often in trauma work, we say, if we hit a trauma spot, go slow. And I have that sense in this conversation too, that this is not a conversation where we can see how much we can pack in. This is really a conversation where we need to go a bit slower.
So what we do in family constellations, so in all scriptures, the only reason why you're allowed to leave a marriage or where a marriage breaks up is when there is a third partner that enters the marriage. So a third partner is normally somebody that is outside. So if there's an affair, if we call it an affair, then with that, there is a permission given to dissolve the marriage. It's an accepted permission to dissolve the marriage.
So the bond between the father and the daughter is then dissolved formally.
No, we're not talking about the daughter. We're talking about an affair. We're talking about an external person coming in.
Okay.
That is why we keep it in the family, because nobody knows. Do you understand?
Yeah,
an affair
I see. Yeah.
is exposed. It's something that's coming in from the outside. So that is why we keep it in the family. So that is how incest is kept in the family.
Right.
What we have learned, and what Bert Hellinger says, is that once there is a new partnership taken, that new partnership dissolves the old partnership. And that's really along the lines of scripture. But what we also look at is, why did this marriage have a need for somebody coming in from the outside? Why is there a need in either party to not be satisfied within the relationship that needs for us to look for a partner outside of the relationship? So that's the real question we need to look at. So we cannot blame the partner who has a need to look outside of the relationship. We also need to look at the partner that's in the relationship that is not able to fulfill the needs of the partner. So let's be gentle on that. I've explained to you that the mother herself was the child that was incestuously, shall I say, abused. So going back to my own story, and then you don't find that intimacy with your new partner. There's a resentment in the partnership. So whatever small incidents then happen in the partnership create the resentment, and then that no, that should have happened with the father, then happens with the partner. So it gets quite complex.
It's very complex and entangled.
And very entangled, yes.
Yeah.
So if I look at my own, so my father had a illegitimate affair with my mother. So it is obvious that there was a difficulty between him and his wife at the time. When him and his wife were able to resolve their difficulties, and I believe that her, shall I say, her open-heartedness to her husband's child, which was me, actually allowed him to see his wife for who she was. And they were able to rebuild their relationship as there were 2 more children after me. So it may not have been the perfect relationship afterwards. It never would have been a perfect relationship afterwards, because there's always that break in the relationship. But the key is, when we have a difficulty in our relationship, we need to ask both of the parties in the relationship, what is the difficulty that is giving them the excuse to find a relationship outside of the marriage, if I may call it that.
Yeah. The excuse, or we can also phrase it somewhat differently, their inability to see each other anymore. Because when they look, they look away. They look in different directions.
Anymore. Yes.
Yeah.
And then
there's usually a cause around that as well.
And then I'm currently working with a couple, and both of them say the wounds that they have inflicted at each other over the years feels like they can never build the bridge again.